Ta ta ti ti ta ti ti ta ti ti ta ti 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 ta ti ti ta ti 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 ti. Orange, apple, orange, orange, apple, orange. Maker Zach here. Hope you liked that little introduction. If you did, I'm just trying new things. If you did, make sure you hit like or drop a comment down in the YouTubes, wherever that is. I think it's at the top now, and let me know if you hated it and thought it was dumb. You can tell me that too. I'm just trying new things, trying to get creative. Well, anyway, so I am told and asked all the time if there's such a thing as Orff Rhythm Syllables. And I don't claim to be an Orff expert. I did student teach with someone who is like a fully certified Orff person who has taught at levels and stuff like that. So I'm somewhat familiar with it, though I don't claim to be an expert. I can, however, do research and reach out to people asking them. So I did some research and I found 4 different ways that Orff people do rhythm syllables, sort of, and more. And you know what? The 4th one was completely brand new to me, like totally brand new to me. So hopefully you'll discover something new too. First up, the most common one that I found. Well, let me start with this. So asking Orff people who are way into the Orff process and stuff like that. There is no official Orff rhythm syllable system. They do suggest that you use rhythm syllables because they acknowledge that rhythm syllables are important things, but there's no official way of doing it, and they endorse pretty much every way possible. As I kind of do, I think that no matter what you do, as long as you're consistent and you're doing something well, then it'll work out for your kids. So of these 4, the most common one seems to be these mnemonic or fruit rhythm syllables, as you kind of got with my cheesy little intro there. So with these ones, we replace the sounds with different fruit names, or it doesn't have to be fruit, but this is just an example. So if you were to have quart, 8th note, quart, like that, you could say pear, apple, pear, or watermelon or strawberry, melon, kumquat, and stuff like that. Grapes for half note and things like that. It connects with language, which is awesome. Love that. And it can encourage student creativity. You can use the students' names, John, Penny, John, and stuff like that. Use names for syllables, and it gets creative. It's the point is that they're connecting language to the rhythms, which is really, at the heart of where rhythms come from. All right. The next most common one that I've found is actually using traditional Kodai rhythm syllables. Kodai and Orff, for some reason, people thought that they didn't really get along in the past, but the truth of the matter is that there's no reason that Kodai and Orff can't. In fact, they combine quite often. So traditional Kodai rhythm syllables, and I did another video on that before, which I will put in the little I thing, which should be somewhere up here right now. Hopefully, if I manage to figure it out, go kind of like this. So we have ta. Now, this one is let me go back to this for a second. It's a replacement syllable system where you're replacing the rhythms with just, sounds and words. This is kind of the same thing, except instead of actual objects or names, you're using syllables. So every time you see a quarter note, you say ta. And this is traditional Kodai. 2 8th notes, TT. 4 16th notes. Traditionally, it was tiri, but as I mentioned in my other video, in other languages, the R is more like a soft D, so it'd be like tiri instead of tiri. A lot of us use tika now to get that kind of bouncing sound. TTT or triplet or triola. There's not a clear definition on this one. Tati, tita, and stuff like that. So this is what you're most familiar with. A lot of Orff people use this when they're doing syllables, if they choose to do syllables. And even if they don't, they do something like this. I had one person who I know was an Orff teacher for a long time, and he said to me, I don't understand why I use these syllables. So he did something like quart, eighth note, quart, eighth note, quart. He didn't really have things he did for the other rhythms and stuff like that. But I tried to tell him, like, you're using syllables, because in other countries, they don't call them quarter notes or eighth notes. They call them other things. So, it's syllables. Syllables are awesome. All right. Another common one, less common, but still quite popular, are these French time names. These French time names go kind of like this, and they are similar. They're not quite replacement syllables. They're more beat function syllables. So the first sound on a beat is always going to be ta, no matter what. The division of the beat is going to be te. So you see right here on 4/16 notes, we're halfway between the beat, and it's still te. And this one kind of goes different. Ta, te, te, ta, te, ti, stuff like that. So this one's going to use the F's in there and that kind of thing. And that's just a different way of doing it, which is kind of cool. And I'll show these all side by side in just a second. The fourth way, which was completely new to me and totally fascinating, here I'll go back to the homepage, is this thing called Takatina. And I believe it was on Doug Goodkin's blog, who's an Orff teacher and presenter for extraordinaire, amazing stuff. I'm sure you've heard of him. I'll link to his site in the description as well. He was the one that mentioned Takatina as a common Orff syllable system, and I'd literally never heard about it before. So Takatina is similar to Takadimi, if you're familiar with that, and the French time names, where the syllables match up all the time. So like every time there's a sound on a beat, you're going to say ta. If you have a half note, you say ta. If you have the division, you're going to say t. So ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ti. And if you have the subdivision or 16th notes, it's Takatina. And the purpose of this is more like, you can see it connects you with rhythm and that kind of thing. You should definitely check out the site. It's pretty cool. They do workshops. It's sort of like a therapy almost. It's about connecting yourself with the rhythm. And what I find really interesting is that the whole reason they chose these syllables is because of the way it creates a circular shape in your mouth as you say it. So ta is in the front of your mouth, k is kind of in the middle, t goes back up towards the front but higher, and na goes kind of in the middle but up again. So it's like circles in your mouth. Takatina, takadima, takadimi, takadimi. You can kind of try the different ones out and see how they fit for you. So I don't actually know everything about this. I have reached out to these guys because I'm really curious about it, but I will let you know if I do anything with them or what I learn. So Orff syllables, side to side. Are there Orff rhythm syllables? Yeah, not really. There's not an official Orff rhythm syllable, and they do endorse rhythm syllables. Here, let me move my face out of the way. But they endorse them, but they largely leave it up to you and your professional expertise. And I kind of love that, because a lot of times people get into arguments and they trash other people's rhythm syllable systems. And you know what? Honestly, your kids won't care. Your kids won't know any better. As long as you're consistent and intentional, then I think your kids are going to go a long way. So I put these 4 side by sides, what I know. And here they are. So we have, our top one, our mnemonic ones. I chose fruits because that's what we stuck with before. So we've got pear, apple, grape, watermelon, strawberry, banana. That one didn't work out so well, but you got to get creative on some of these harder ones. I used grape again. I don't know if you have a better idea. Let me know. Grape, strawberry, melon, kumquat, and stuff like that. And we have our traditional Kodai ones, ta, ti, ti, tu. A lot of people also say ta. I prefer tu. Tika, tika, ti, tika, tika, ti. Tu. Triola, ta, ti, ti, ta. I said triola for that one. The French time names. Now, there's been some split in the French time names that I could see. One of the more common ones, it says tate. But then some people say ta-ti. But then there's a difference, because when they do it in triplets, it's ta-te-ti. And so the ti becomes t. So anyway, that's just me nerding out on rhythms. Ta, ta-te, ta, tafa-tefe, ta, ta-tefe, ta, tafate. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. I'm probably not going to cut that out because, mistakes happen. Ta, te, fe, ta, fa, te, ta, te, ti, ta, te. Stuff like that. And then there's that Takatina stuff. Ta, ti, ta, Takatini, Takatina, ta, tina, takati, ta. And I could not find anywhere any information on triplets with Takatina. I don't know if they make you join, but I have reached out to them, and I will let you know if I hear anything. So the long and short of it is, Orff Rhythm Syllables, are they a thing? Yes, and I wrote all this down in a blog post a while ago, which I'll also link down below. Yes, Orff Rhythm Syllables are a thing, but there's no specific one. There's no official kind, and even I know as a Kodai person, we use different syllables. It's become less about what is our way of doing things and more about, staying consistent and doing what's best for the kids. So 4 common ones that I have found, though, in talking to Orff people and Orff professionals. We have the mnemonic ones where you replace the syllables with names of things, such as fruit. Doesn't have to be fruit. They use traditional Kodai syllables often, French time names, and this Takatina one, which is over here, and I will share that in there as well. Whew, that's a lot of information. If you liked this information, you like the content I'm pushing out here, then make sure you hit subscribe and share, like and comment, all that jazz. And until next time, keep on singing.